আসসালামু আলাইকুম। ATN Bangla ইউকের এখনকার আয়োজন এডুকেশন আওয়ারে আপনাদেরকে স্বাগত। আমি সিরাজুল বাসি চৌধুরী আপনাদেরকে শুভেচ্ছা জানাচ্ছি। আমরা চলে আসলাম নতুন টপিক নিয়ে কথা বলার জন্য। আমাদের আজকের টপিক ম্যাথস ক্যারিকুলাম ইন প্রাইমারি স্কুলস। সো ম্যাথস ক্যারিকুলাম নিয়ে আমরা কথা বলবো এবং বিশেষ করে ম্যাথসের বিভিন্ন অ্যাক্টিভিটিস, ডিফারেন্ট এরিয়াস, স্কিলস স্টুডেন্টরা কি ডেভেলপ করে প্রাইমারি স্কুলে, এই বিষয় নিয়ে কথা। আমার সাথে রয়েছেন একজন এক্সপার্ট ম্যাথস টিচার অ্যান্ড ম্যাথস কোঅর্ডিনেটর। হি উইল বি টকিং অ্যাবাউট ডিফারেন্ট অ্যাসপেক্টস অফ ম্যাথস ইনক্লুডিং স্কিলস অ্যান্ড প্রোগ্রাম অফ স্টাডি। And also we will be joining via video link with 3 fantastic students from primary schools. They are from year 5 and 6. They will be talking about what are they doing in school in terms of developing their math skills and areas of maths or program of study. So আমাদের আজকের প্রোগ্রাম লাইভ যাচ্ছে www.atnbanglauk.tv আমাদের ওয়েবসাইট। We are on Facebook and on YouTube. We are on Sky Channel 779. Please do share our program on Facebook. আসুন তাহলে পরিচিত হই আমার সম্মানিত অতিথির সাথে। আমার সাথে রয়েছেন মাহবুব হোসেন, ম্যাথস কোঅর্ডিনেটর অ্যান্ড এক্সপিরিয়েন্স ম্যাথস টিচার। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
ওয়ালাইকুম সালাম।
কেমন আছেন আপনি?
ধন্যবাদ, খুবই ভালো আছি। আর আজকে আমাকে আমন্ত্রণ জানানোর জন্য আপনাকে ধন্যবাদ। অ্যান্ড ATN এর দর্শক বৃন্দদেরকে আমার শ্রদ্ধা সালাম রইল।
থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ। অ্যান্ড ভায়া ভিডিও লিঙ্ক আমার সাথে 3 জন অতিথি পরিচয় করিয়ে দিচ্ছি। প্রথম পরিচয় করিয়ে দিন নাবানকে। নাবান একজন স্টুডেন্ট। নাবহান মান্নান। নাবান, আসসালামু আলাইকুম। না, I can't hear you, Naban. Can you speak up? Naban?
Assalamu alaikum.
I can't hear Naban, so I'll go to Sarah then. Okay. Naban, can I hear you? Can you, Naban?
Hello.
Hello. Naban, welcome to Education Hour. Can you hear me, Naban?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Please, I know you are a little bit tired maybe after school, but do speak to us. I know you are very good in maths as well. So which year are you in now, this year?
Year 6.
Year 6. So welcome to Education Hour. I am going to Sarah. Shara, your name is Shara Ahmed. Am I right, Shara?
Yeah.
Yes. So assalamu alaikum and good evening. How are you today?
Good. And walaikum assalam.
Thank you very much for coming and welcome to Education Hour. And finally, I have got good evening another student, Taran. I'm unable to say your last name. Very difficult for me probably. So can you tell me once, Taran what? Sattiben. Okay. So Taran. If I call you Taran, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So Taran, good evening and welcome to Education Hour.
Okay.
Thank you. I know 3 of you after school maybe you're a little bit tired, but we would like you to talk very clearly so our viewers can hear too as well. And I know you 3 are very good in maths as well. Okay? So 3 of you, including Mahbub Hussain, tomorrow is a very special day as well. So that's why I'm going to show my respect to those people that gave their life, sacrificed their life, dear viewers. Tomorrow is Remembrance Day. And when it's a Remembrance Day, I'm holding this one, Remembrance Day. Every year we observe 11th of November at 11 o'clock, 2 minutes silence. This is a part of history in this country and around the world. During the First and Second World War and other wars, many soldiers, many soldiers, people, families, children, they sacrificed their lives, and a lot of them, they suffered many injuries. So we are showing our respect from ATN Bangla UK and from Education Hour. And hopefully students, those are watching program and parents, you will be learning about Remembrance Day tomorrow in school.
Just speak normally. Don't, you're
So,
holding the mouth on. Just speak
Remembrance
normally.
Day
Be
is
normal,
tomorrow.
okay? And
Tomorrow
be
is
loud.
Remembrance Day. Students will be learning about, I have got few books here to
They
share
ask you
for
just speak.
Remembrance Day.
React and
As you can
speak.
see, I've got books, and also poppies are very important during Remembrance Day because people wear poppies to show respect. and also they lay wreath to the monuments to show their respect to. So our respect from ATN Bangla UK and Education Hour. We'll go to the topic now. I have got the books here. I can leave the books. Maybe if we have time at the end, Mahbub Hussain,
We can
we
try.
can talk a little bit about
Thank
the
you.
World War as well as Remembrance Day. So we'll come to maths now. So first of all, how is going your school and everything?
Is one way is enjoying after long times, after 19 months,
Yes,
suffering all over the world, the COVID-19.
yes,
So we are now in one way back to normal
yes,
school days. But on the other hand, there are many gaps because of the 19-month is not properly teaching. Some of the classes that some schools sometimes that we did Zoom
Online
class,
teaching.
online teaching.
yes,
But the last times I said online teaching never replaced the classroom.
teaching, of course.
So at the beginning when we started in September, it looked like that some of the children's they are still in at least 1 year behind. Year 6 children look like year 5.
Yes,
Year 5 children look like year 4. But it's not actually their fault. It's nobody's fault. It's kind of natural disaster all over the world. But we are trying our best to back to the normal and can children get everything they deserve in terms of learning.
that's very good actually. Our topic today is maths curriculum in primary school. We'll talk about different areas of maths. To begin with, if I ask, if you go for a broad topic, what areas we cover in mathematics in primary school? Just in broad area.
In broad area, we cover this is fraction.
Fraction?
Fraction.
Yeah.
That is the broad is about, if I go for 100%, then fraction will be about minimum 45%.
Okay. And then what else we cover?
Then we cover ratio.
Ratio?
This is kind of part of fraction as well. Ratio and algebra in year 6.
Yes. But what about other year group I'm talking about?
Then we cover the 4 calculations.
Four calculations. Four
Yeah,
calculations.
4 operations like addition, subtraction,
Yeah.
multiplication,
Plus, minus,
plus, minus, yeah.
multiplication and division. Yeah. Four
Then we
calculations.
cover measurement.
Measurement is one of the
and we
important
cover
one.
Directions.
Directions.
It's just like a position and directions. And we cover different types of graphs. It means
Graphs.
statistics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Statistics.
Statistics and graphs.
Yeah.
So it's a big area, isn't it? And problems will
Yeah,
come with all
one
of them.
is geometry.
Geometry. Geometry is important one. Yeah.
That are the main topics is covered, yes. I mean, in primary schools.
Primary school. Okay, that's very good. We'll ask these children what they say. We'd like to see. Now, Taran, if I come to you now. Taran, can you hear
Yes.
me? Okay.
Yes, I
Now,
can.
Taran, so the teacher mentioned in primary school, I know you are in year 5 and 6, you learn fractions, ratio, 4 calculations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, divisions, problem solving, measurements like length, width, all these you cover,
Yeah.
directions,
Yes.
and you do graphs as well. Okay?
Graphs.
Yeah. So tell me about your maths learning. What do you learn maths in year 6 now currently, or are you learning?
So currently I'm learning 4 operations,
Good.
fractions,
Yes. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe other things you have been learning, but these two particular area you're talking about fractions. So tell me, what are you learning in fractions then? Fraction is a difficult concept sometimes, isn't it? We would like to hear from you, Taran. Off you go.
so fractions,
So what kind of activities do you do in fractions?
like adding, subtracting,
Adding
multiplying,
fractions, subtracting fractions. Yes, go on.
yeah, multiplying, dividing,
Okay, very good.
and yeah,
So which area in maths do you enjoy the best? Taran,
I would say all of them.
all of them. Are you good in maths?
Yes.
You think you are? Well, I might ask some questions. I have got some questions. The teacher might ask some questions too. Yes?
Now I'll ask them to ask a question to me.
Okay,
And I
that's
can-
it. The teacher is saying no. You'll ask question to him, he'll answer question. Anyway, we'll see what he can do. Now I'll go to Sarah now. Shara is in year 5. Shara, can you tell us what have you been learning since last September in maths?
So we've been doing like problem solving,
Very good.
Problem
and
solving in
we've
maths.
done
In maths is problem solving everything. Can you just particularly say what kind of problems is solving?
like we would do adding and subtracting in some of them, and sometimes multiplication.
Okay. They involve different operations. Anything
And-
else have you been learning?
It's mostly just recapping
Okay.
because we just started year 5.
Yes, I know
But
you
we
said
would do
yeah, this is like a
morning maths every day.
Yeah, what do you do
in
in
year
morning
5 in the
maths?
morning.
What do you do in morning maths?
We would do like 3-digit number or
Yes.
4-digit sometimes times by another number. Or we do a big number and then take away another number.
I can see what Taran said. He's also learning about food operations. He mentioned about other areas as well. So thank you, Sarah. That's very good. Napan, we would like to hear from you as well. What have you been learning in year 6?
We've been learning about bod mass
Bonmas,
and
okay.
fractions.
This is good. Yeah, go on.
and fractions. We're recapping on how to add fractions together, times them together,
Yes.
and divide and minus them.
Okay. The teacher asked, you said Bonmas. What is it? Can you explain to us, please?
Bod mass is like, so first it would be brackets,
Brackets.
and
When you
then
solve.
it would be orders, then it would be multiplication,
No, if you say board.
then it would be addition and subtraction.
You forget divisions.
So division you
Oh.
missed out. D.
Oh yeah.
Is it correct, teacher?
It is, but the phrase that board sometimes is a bead maths, but I don't like to call this board or bead.
Okay.
The reason is that in the curriculum they will say order of operations. That when there is a certain order you need to follow, when is more than one operation involved in a calculations, and like addition, subtraction, multiplication, divisions, bracket, in these indices, but orders like squared, cubes, all these you need to follow in order.
Right.
But for division and multiplication, if I start from first one, the first, if you have any bracket, you need to do whatever calculation inside the bracket.
Brackets, okay.
Then, if it is in the same number sentence, you have any indices, like 5 squared, you need to do that.
Okay.
Then you need to follow whatever comes, multiplication, divisions, whatever comes first in the number sentence.
Okay.
It means if it is number sentence 20 divided by 4 and times by 5 and plus 2, then you need to first 20 divided by 4.
Okay.
Then you multiply it. If it is comes like it 5 times 6 divided by 2, then you need to multiply it first, then divide by after, because multiplication first in the number sentence.
Okay.
That is called whatever operations comes first, multiplication or divisions in the number sentence.
Okay.
So that's why you cannot say board and bid. And there is a reason, if it is any decimal numbers is involved and you do division first, like 0.725 divided by 9 multiplied by 7, then no way you can get the right answer. You will get at least 7 decimal places, 7 places in the decimal places in the number.
Yeah.
Then you multiply it. Even if you can get like repeated numbers like 0.555555, never ended.
Yes.
So that's but if you multiply it by 7, then you'll get a big number. Most likely you will end up with 1 decimal place or 2 decimal places. You get accurate answer. If you follow whatever comes first in the number sentence, divisions or multiplication.
Multiplication. Okay, that's good. So, did you hear that what the teacher said? Maybe you have been following. So, three of you, I'm going to ask you another question. Someone mentioned, one of you mentioned about the problem solving. Problem solving is very important actually. In every areas in maths, you mentioned about the 4 operations. The problem solving is there. And it's a real life situation. You solve problems. So what sort of skills do you develop in maths in order to solve the problems? What kind of skills in maths do you develop? Anybody? Taran, what kind of skills in schools you practice to develop? Say, for example, when you solve a problem, what do you do?
Like, we use all of the operations. There are multi-step.
Okay.
Like, you can have like 3 steps.
Yes.
Yeah, that's in problem solving.
Okay. So, do you have anything like this, trial and improvement, the
Yes.
visualizing, those sort of skills? I would like to hear from you. Any Sarah, would you like to come to this?
Yeah. So you can use trial and improvement.
Trial and
you can
improvement?
you can also use visualizing,
Yes.
pattern spotting,
Yes.
and working systematically.
Very good. Very good. Well done, Sarah. Napan, would you like to come to that as well? About the problem solving. When you read a problem solving question, what do you look at first? I mean, is there any step do you follow when you solve the problem?
You look at the keywords in the problem.
Okay, what is it then?
It's like if it says how many, how much.
Good. Very good. Excellent. So keywords, how many, how much, what they ask for, answers, anything else do you follow? Taran, yeah, go on. Taran.
So we also learn, I think I forgot.
Okay, I'll come to you. Anybody else would like to take what? Napan? Yes, Sarah, go on.
So you can look at the things that you need to know, like how much and what you need
Yes.
to work it out. And you can also stop and look at the problem and find out what you have to do. And once
Okay.
you do that, you get your answer.
Okay, all right. Is there any way you can check your answer? Do you do that usually? Taran?
Yeah, our teacher could check it, or maybe we have calculators. But for problem solving, you don't really need to use calculators.
Okay.
Mostly our teachers check it.
I'll give you.
Okay, teacher has a question. Off you go.
Yeah, it's like very simple questions. Let's see. How many of you understand what is perimeter and areas?
Perimeter and area. Yeah, they understand
Okay,
that.
fine.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a pen and a pencil in your hand, just write it down to very simple calculation and answer me after the break.
After the break, maybe the teacher is going to give you a question. You can sort out during the break, maybe. We'll come back and then solve. Just, if you listen, if you have a piece of paper or something in front of you, you can write that down. Off you go.
Okay, write it down. Marcus House. The perimeter of Marcus House is 16 meters.
The perimeter of the...
Perimeter of the Marcus House is 16 meter, 16 meter. And the perimeter of Andy's house is 20 meters. Which house is bigger?
So, Andy's house is...
That, if I simplify this way, draw a house for Andy's. This is 20 meters perimeter. And draw a house for Marcus, and its perimeter is 16 meter. So which house is bigger? Andy's or Marcus?
Okay. So, three of you, two people...
Try in during the break times.
Okay. Andy's and Marcus, both of two houses, one house has got, Andy's has got perimeter 16, did you say?
Andy's is
Perimeter is
20 meters.
20 meters.
Andy's house is perimeter 20 meters.
Okay.
And Marcus' house perimeter is 16 meters. Which house is bigger?
Okay.
And the next question, is it Karen?
Yeah, go on quickly.
Karen, you said you like the fractions and you started is adding and subtracting fraction. Three of you in one sentence, tell me after the break, what is a fraction?
What is fraction? What is fraction? Okay, what is fraction? So you have two questions to think about. That you are given perimeters of two houses. Which one is bigger? One is 16, one is 20. And what is fraction? So we'll come back in 2 minutes, and then during the break, you will sort this out. You have been excellent, Shara, Taran, and Napan. So I think this is a very good thing. The children, I can see, they already mentioned that we just started the year. So we are just learning. So this is...
When the children showing their positive attitudes in learning.
So we'll go to a break now. What we'll do, we'll come back and we'll talk. প্রিয় দর্শক, আমরা কথা বলছি আমাদের টপিক ম্যাথস কারিকুলাম ইন প্রাইমারি স্কুলস. We have to go to a short break. We'll be back soon.
Any questions?
প্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আবার এডুকেশন আওয়ারে আমরা কথা বলছি। আমাদের আজকের টপিক এডুকেশন আওয়ারের ম্যাথস ক্যারিকুলাম ইন প্রাইমারি স্কুলস। সো ম্যাথস ক্যারিকুলামের বিভিন্ন বিষয় নিয়ে আমরা কথা বলছি, আমরা স্কিলস নিয়ে কথা বলছি, প্রোগ্রাম অফ স্টাডি নিয়ে কথা বলছি। আমার সাথে একজন অতিথি উনি জয়েন করেছেন, এখানে আমার সাথে স্টুডিওতে আছেন মাহবুব হোসেন। উনি একজন এক্সপিরিয়েন্স ম্যাথস টিচার and also he wrote many maths books as well for primary schools, and he coordinates maths in his own school. এবং আমার সাথে তিনজন স্টুডেন্ট ইয়ার 5 and 6 তারা ভিডিও লিংকে আছে। We have been talking about different aspects of maths and skills. So Mahbub Hussain, welcome back.
Thank you.
And also video link, I will welcome them as well. Taran, you are still there? Welcome back, Taran. And welcome back, Shara. And welcome back, Napan. Three of you. We are back after the break. So viewers, you are watching this program tonight on Sky Channel 779. We are on Facebook and also YouTube. Please do share our program. Our website, www.atnbangla.uk.tv. If you have any questions, any queries about maths curriculum, do ask any question. একজন দর্শক লাইনে আছেন। আসসালামু আলাইকুম। হ্যাঁ, কথা
হ্যালো,
জি, কথা বলুন, আমি শুনছি।
আচ্ছা জি, আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আমি 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 আমার বাচ্চার এডুকেশনের জন্য একটু ওয়ারিড আছি। মানে চাচ্ছি যে তারা জীবনে আমার চেয়ে অন্তত ভালো করুক। টিচারের কাছে জানতে চেয়েছিলাম যদি যদি আমি আমি সেদিন প্যারেন্টস নিয়ে গিয়ে আমার স্কুলে, আমার বাচ্চার স্কুলের টিচারকে জানতে চেয়েছিলাম যে আপনারা কি পড়ান স্কুলে, যদি দয়া করে আমাদেরকে বলতেন, তারপর আমরা ঘরে থেকে তাকে কিছু বেশি প্রিপেয়ার করতে পারতাম তাদেরকে। তো বললে পরে উনি বললেন যে আপনারা
ম্যাথসের ব্যাপারে বলছেন আপনি নাকি?
ম্যাথসের ব্যাপারে, হ্যাঁ ম্যাথসের ব্যাপারে।
আচ্ছা,
যে উনাকে জানতে চাইলে উনি বললেন যে আমরা আসলে কোনো বই ফলো করি না। আমি আসলে ওনাকে ইমেলও করেছিলাম যে আপনি যে বইগুলো ফলো করেন সেগুলোর ISBN আমাকে জানান, কোনো উত্তর পাইনি। রাইট। তো উনি বললেন যে ওনারা অনেক ওয়েবসাইট থেকে অনেক তথ্যগুলো কালেক্ট করেন এবং সেখান থেকে পৃষ্ঠা প্রিন্ট করে সেগুলো পড়ান। তো যদি টিচার আমাদেরকে অন্তপক্ষে 2-4টা বা 3-4টা 5টা ওয়েবসাইট অথবা বইয়ের নাম উল্লেখ করতে পারতেন, তাহলে পরে আমরা সেগুলো একটু বাচ্চার বেটারমেন্টের জন্য ঘরে থেকে প্র্যাকটিস করতে পারতাম।
থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ। আপনি ফোন রেখে দেন। আমাদের সাথে যে মাহবুব হোসেন, উনি নিজেও বই লিখেছেন, উনি কথা বলবেন এই ব্যাপারে। যেহেতু আমরা প্রাইমারি স্কুলের ম্যাথস কারিকুলাম নিয়ে কথা বলছি, প্রাইমারি স্কুলে কীরকম পড়ানো হয়, কি এরিয়াগুলো, উনি একটু বলবেন উনি যে আপনার ছেলেকে সাহায্য করার জন্য কোন জায়গায় একটু বই পেতে পারেন, বিভিন্ন জায়গায় হয়তো ঘরে কাজ করতে পারে। মাহবুব হোসেন প্লিজ।
জি, ধন্যবাদ আপনার কোয়েশ্চেন অথবা কোনো সাজেশনের জন্য, আমাদেরকে আস্ক করছেন এর জন্য। আর ওনার ছেলে কোন ইয়ারে সেটা আমি জানলাম না।
প্রাইমারি স্কুলে কোন ইয়ারে হবে?
প্রাইমারি স্কুলে হয়, ইয়ারটা জানতে হয়তো ভালো হতো। আচ্ছা, সে যাই হোক, এখন ম্যাথসের যেগুলা মনে করেন বুক ওয়েবসাইটে, এখন মার্কেটে গেলে, শপে গেলে তো অনেক বুকই আছে, কিন্তু ইজি হচ্ছে আপনার ওয়েবসাইটে গেলে যে বেশ কয়েকটা ওয়েবসাইট আছে, এগুলো ফ্রি ওয়েবসাইট। ম্যাথস ফ্রেম, এটা
গুগলে টাইপ করলে চলে আসবে। ম্যাথস ফ্রেম,
এটা হয়তো সামান্য একটা সাবস্ক্রিপশন দেওয়া লাগে, হয়তো ফুল ইয়ারের জন্য হয়তো 10 পাউন্ড বা 15 পাউন্ড দেওয়া লাগে। আর আরেকটা আছে আপনার হোয়াইট রোজ ম্যাথস, ইয়েস, কমপ্লিটলি ফ্রি। এখানে অনেক চ্যালেঞ্জিং কোয়েশ্চন আছে, ইয়ার 1 to year 6, the one of the best.
What about maths
enrichটা অনেক সময় ফ্রি, enrich maths is free, বাট এগুলারই অনেক সময় ম্যাক্সিমাম এইগুলা হচ্ছে আপনার টিচারের জন্য। ওকে, এটা প্যারেন্টসে অত বাচ্চারা এগুলা এই লুক অ্যারাউন্ড করলে পাওয়াটা হয়তো সহজ হবে না, তবে ভালো আছে।
উনি কি বই কিনতে পারে, যেমন বাজারে কি বই কিনতে পারে উনি? এটা চিন্তা করলে বিস্ফোরণ খরচ করবে।
হ্যাঁ, বাজারের বইগুলো অনেকটা খুবই টাফ। যদি আপনার কারিকুলাম সম্পর্কে কমপ্লিটলি ধারণা না থাকে, তাহলে তো অনেক সময় রং বুকও নিয়ে আসতে পারেন। তবে
আপনি কি সাজেস্ট করবেন?
আমি সাজেস্ট করব মেইনলি আপনার এই ফ্রি ওয়েবসাইটগুলোতে যাওয়ার জন্য। ম্যাথস রোজ ইজ মোর দেন এনাফ ফর প্রাইমারি চিলড্রেন্স। ম্যাথস ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক, এনরিচ যেটা আপনি বলছেন, একটা আছে ইজি ম্যাথস, আরেকটা আছে আপনার মাই ম্যাথস। এইগুলা করলে অনেকটা পাওয়া যাবে আপনার।
যদি বই কিনতেই হয়,
আর যদি কিনতেই হয়, আর মনে করেন ডাব্লিউ স্মিথে গেলে পাওয়া যায়। হ্যাঁ, তারপরে সিজিপি তে আছে। সিজিপির বুকটা অনেক সময় ইজি, আপনি ডিফারেন্ট লেভেলের সিজিপি বুকস আছে, নিয়ে আসতে পারেন। হ্যাঁ, আর আমার বুক এমনি শপে পাওয়া যাবে না, তবে যদি অন্য সময় যোগাযোগ করেন প্যারেন্টসে তাহলে দেওয়া যাবে।
সেটা ইমেল করতে পারেন, আমাকে ইমেল করলে হয়তো মাহবুব হোসেন একটা লিংক দিয়ে দিব,
আমাকে ফরওয়ার্ড করলে হবে।
প্যারেন্ট, আপনি যেটা বলেছেন যে যদি সিজিপি বুক উনি বলেছে, আপনি যদি ডাব্লিউএসপিতে গিয়ে সিজিপি ম্যাথস বিভিন্ন ইয়ারের বিভিন্ন লেভেলের বই আছে সেটাও নিয়ে আসতে পারেন একটু সাহায্য করার জন্য। এটা বই হার্ড কপি। আর পার্টিকুলারলি উনি বলছে বিভিন্ন ওয়েবসাইট আছে ম্যাথসের, এই কয়েকগুলো নাম দিয়েছে উনি, ম্যাথস ফ্রেম, হোয়াইট রোজ, এই যে দিয়েছে নামগুলো, এগুলো আপনি একটু চেষ্টা করে দেখতে পারেন। ধন্যবাদ। তাহলে আপনার কোয়েশ্চেনের আনসারটা আমরা শুনে আসি। আমাদের তিনজন, থারান, নাবান অ্যান্ড সারা, এখন একজন একজন করে আনসার দিবে তোমরা। আমরা কার কাছে যাব প্রথম? আমি থারানকে চুজ করি। থারান, তোমার আনসারটা হবে কি, তুমি এক্সপ্লেন করো, এরপর নাবানের কাছে যাব, এরপর সারার কাছে যাব। প্রথম কোয়েশ্চন, ফার্স্ট কোয়েশ্চন, থারান, ডিড ইউ সলভ দিস প্রবলেম? No, I can't hear you. You have muted yourself.
Was it the parameter sum?
Yeah, parameters. Yeah, which house is bigger?
I got the answer as Andy.
Andy's. Why do you think Andy's?
Because if we try taking the area of both of them,
Yes.
then it'll be 5 times 5 for Andy's one.
5 times 5 is 25. Okay.
Okay, then I'll go simple way. So Mark,
Okay, let's see to listen to others'
Okay,
answers.
I will listen to other people, then I'll come back to you. Naban.
I got you.
Okay, go on, Tharan, go on.
Okay, so Andy has a bigger number than Marcus.
Okay, bigger areas, you mean?
Yes.
Can you explain, please?
Okay, so if you do 20 divided by 4 for Andy, you get 5 for each side.
Okay, 5 for each side. Okay, 20. Okay, that's fine.
Then that means the area would be 25 centimeters squared.
Okay, but it can be, perimeter can be 10, 10, and, well, it can be 9,
It
9,
can
and
be
1 and 1.
If I say 9, yeah, what is said, then it will be 1 times 9 is 9.
9. It can be smaller as well.
Listen to
Can you
others.
see, depending on how you shape this? I'll come to other person, the Naman. What do you think?
I think Andy has a bigger perimeter because if you add it all up, and Andy has 20 centimeters.
Okay, I know why you say,
perimeter
because
of
you think
20,
Andy's perimeter
and
is bigger, so
Marcus
that's why.
only
Let's
has
see
a
what Shara
perimeter
said.
of 16.
Okay, Shara, what do you think?
Oh, I didn't do the question yet because the perimeter, I forgot how you do them. But I've
Okay,
done the
that's okay.
fraction one.
Okay, you did the fraction one. I'll come to you. So perimeter, sir, what do you think?
No, listen, I'm sure you know about the difference between the areas and perimeters. Perimeter is the distance outside of a shape. So you add them together. If it is rectangular, so you're adding 4-sided together to find the perimeter. And if it is area, that means will be for the rectangular shape, length multiplied by width. Because it's given only the perimeter for the 20 and 16. 20, which one is, you said that is bigger, because its perimeter is more than the other one is 16. Actually is not, because Mr. Chaudhary already explained that if it is one side is 9 and other side is 1, you will get your perimeter 20, but your area will be 9.
That's it.
The other one, if you get like 7 and 7, and if you get a 2 and 1 and 1, we'll get 7. But the answer is you cannot compare which house is bigger or smaller or any shape if you don't know the area of a shape. Reason The area is the whatever the space or how much space inside a shape. This is the space. And if a shape is more space, this is the bigger. Even if it is got perimeter smaller.
Small pyramid, yes.
Yeah.
So that's
why this answer is no way you can say which one is bigger, or you cannot compare, because there is no area is given.
Thank you very much. So three of you listen. When you see perimeter is bigger or smaller, it doesn't, area is different. Area can be different. So different ways you can do that. Maybe you can try it out at home again to see. So you cannot compare that. Now, Sarah, what is the answer for fraction? What is fraction?
So I think a fraction represents a whole number.
Fraction represents the whole number.
Well, a whole.
Whole number, you think? Tarak, what is fraction?
She said fraction represents the whole number.
Okay, so fraction is if you take it as a quotient, it's when a numerator is divided by a denominator.
Okay. You think this is fraction. Naban, what do you think? What is fraction?
A fraction is part of a whole number. It's part of a whole number.
Okay. Which one is the right answer then? That's the answer. Fraction
is a part
of the whole number.
And what is Karen said is the example of fractions.
That's very good.
Fraction is very simple. It's a part of a whole.
Okay. Now, three of you, I will come to you now. I have got some resources here we need to share. I have got some, what do you call, number fan, yeah? We use in school as well, isn't it? Number fan. The beads, sometimes we use beads for counting. I know you are in year 6, you probably don't use that money. I have got some cards as well. So I have got other books here I can share. Math, number line. And it's quite long, number line here as you can see. I have got a maths dictionary, sometimes you use in school. I have got fun maths book with beads. As you can see, I have got another one, maths number. Okay, so this is something, what is this? What's in a number? This is a very good, and I've got a couple of more books I can think about. Number, my world. So this is very good too. I've got quite a few books here I'm going to share. Now finally, if I ask you this question, in school, what kind of practical objects do you use in order to solve your problems? I know you can solve problems, maybe you are very good in maths, just with your pencil calculations and other things. But what kind of other stuff do you use in order to solve your problems or do your calculations? Who would like to answer this question? Shara? What resources do you use in maths? I showed some. Tara?
I think
Yeah, go on.
in year 4 or year 3 we would use number lines, but I don't know what you would use for year 5.
I understand that. Yeah. What about Taran? What kind of resources do you use in school? I'm talking about, or did you use in the past, year 3, year 4, year 5? Taran?
We usually use number line.
Number line is good, very good. So why do you use number line for? Taran?
To help us count.
Help us count. Okay. Naban? What other kind of resources do you use in school?
We use beads for counting.
Yes, good. Anything else?
But maybe you're thinking that you use all these resources in Key Stage 1, like year 1 or year 2, or maybe in reception class. But you are now year 5 and year 6. What kind of resource are you going to use, or are you using in the class now?
Currently now. What do you use? Ruler.
Ruler.
Okay, use ruler for
Okay.
measurement. What else?
A protractor.
Protractor, that's excellent. When you measure the degree of an angle, anything else do you use? Come on, try to remember. Okay, other thing I'm going to ask you. I have got some cards here about the times table. Times tables are very important, sir, is that right? And what is the limit for the timetable? I find very problematic for many students. They don't learn by heart. And when you ask a question, say 9 times 4, they take about 10 seconds to answer, some of the students. Within 5 seconds, isn't it? They need to answer.
Yes, but you can see maybe within the next 2 or 3 years that the children in this country, they will memorize everything in timetable at least up to 12, because from next year it will be compulsory from year 4. There must be to attend in a national multiplication competition.
Did you hear that? From next year it is compulsory. The next year it is compulsory, Sarah, Taran and Napan. So I'm going to ask you some times table. Are you ready for the times table? If you can answer, just shout out. We can hear. Okay? Who can do first? Within 2 seconds, 3 seconds. 9 times 4.
36.
Okay. 6 times 5.
30.
30.
Okay. I'll go quite a few then. Difficult one. Okay. 7 times 5.
35.
35.
35.
Make sure you're fast. 7 times 8.
56.
56.
Good. Okay, I've got a couple of more. 9 times 9.
81.
81.
9 times 5.
Sir, you can ask some.
9 times minus 5.
9 times minus 5.
45.
Sorry?
Minus 45.
Off you go.
Okay. Minus 5 times minus 9.
45.
9 minus 10.
Minus 1.
Minus 5 minus 10.
Minus 15.
Wow.
Well done.
Taran answered so many questions, isn't he? Taran is very good. You're very fast. Okay. Napan, I would like to ask you this question now. Okay? Right? You ready for that? You mentioned about, I think, did you mention about the problem solving? Who mentioned about problem solving? Sorry, I forgot.
Shara.
Shara mentioned, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay? Right.
Yeah.
So how, I ask you this question, do you know what is inverse operation? Who knows this? Inverse operation. Who can explain?
Me, I do. I know it.
Go on, Shara, you start first, then I'll go to Napan.
So, inverse operation is something, well, it's the opposite. So, say if I did addition and someone asked me if the question is correct, I can check by using the inverse. So, I can do subtraction.
So you can check your addition by doing subtraction. Is it correct, sir? Thank you. Naban, what would you like to say about inverse?
So inverse is like, let's say the question is 10 plus 10. To check if it's correct, you do the answer minus 10.
So 20 minus 10 equals 10.
minus 10.
What about multiplication division, Taran? How can you check multiplication? Yes.
Okay, so if you do 7 times 8, which is 56,
Yes.
to check it, you can do the inverse by doing 56 divided by 8.
Answer must be
Excellent.
7.
I think you are too good with multiplication, isn't it, sir? Would you like to ask a question? Because there'll be break in 4 minutes time. They can think about another question during the break.
They can.
Yes.
How many of you learn from your teacher that multiplication is a repeated addition?
Did you learn that multiplication is a repeated addition? Naban.
And you as well? So show me a hand that you know or you learn from your teacher that multiplication is a repeated addition.
Napan, Obiko, you start.
And you too. And what about Shara? You don't learn this?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Okay, we do. So now the question is, can you prove that this is wrong? Multiplication is a repeated addition is absolutely wrong. That is the question, so you need to prove it.
Did you hear that? The maths coordinator and maths expert who is saying repeated addition is wrong to use as multiplication. Am I right?
Yes.
Taran, why?
This is the questions. We'll take your answer after the break.
So,
Listen to the question
I tell you,
again.
Taran, we'll listen to you. After the break, when you come back, the teacher is saying, and I usually say it, repeated addition like
Same
4
multiplication.
at 4 at 4 at 4 equals 16.
It's
Yeah.
4
times
times
4 is
4.
16.
4 times 4 is 16 as well.
And
So they are the
easily
same.
many teachers saying from 100 years that repeated addition is the same as multiplication.
Multiplication. The
But
teacher is
I
saying
said
this is wrong.
It's absolutely wrong. If you can prove it, it's fine. If not, I'll take your answer after the break.
So maybe after the break, we can come to think about why did the teacher think this is wrong. Okay, so we'll go to a short break in a minute, and then we'll come back to you to answer this question. Priya Darshak, we are talking about maths curriculum in primary schools. We are talking to 3 wonderful students that are in year 6 and 5, and we are talking about the skills. We are doing some questions and answer session as well, and at the same time, we are talking about the resources, the areas of maths, program of study, and also we are talking to our math expert Mahmoud Hussain, and we also talked about different other things, showing some good books about maths as well. We have to go to a short break. After the break, when we come back, we will, in the final segment, we might give some tips about maths, some ideas, what parents can do at home. And children, they can ask some question to the teachers as well. We have to go to a short break. Please stay with us. প্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আবার এডুকেশন আওয়ারে আমরা কথা বলছি আমাদের টপিক maths curriculum in primary school. So we are talking about different areas of maths. Especially we talked about the 4 operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, measuring, directions, graphs, ratio, proportions, and obviously problem solving and reasoning are coming there as well. 3 students, they are talking about their skills, their program of study in school. At the same time, we have an expert maths teacher, is a maths coordinator who is discussing about different elements of maths. And I have shown many books here as well. And thank you very much. I know we are trying, but times table is something so important. Children need to learn, and from next year, by year 4, all the children, by year 4, they have to learn up to 12 times table by heart. So they have to memorize them. Basically, they have to memorize them. In 5 seconds, they have to answer. So this is something, a new thing from next year is coming, and it will be implemented. And I think our children, when they learn times table, they can do so many things in maths, and this is very important. I've got lots of books here, puzzles. I have to share about puzzles are very important in maths, like spreadsheets, graphs, and charts. They're very important, isn't it? Size, isn't it? Size, measurements. I mean, I have got measurement here as well. Measurement. These are very important in maths. All these areas, numbers, I already mentioned that. So, I have got maths dictionary here, and we can talk about some maths keywords as well. So, Mahbub Hussain, welcome back, and I can see who is with us. Taran, Shara, and Napan. Welcome back, 3 of you now. Now, did you find your answer? Yeah, you ask a question.
Yeah.
So, who can give this? The teacher is saying it is wrong to say multiplication is a repeated addition. Taran, you start first. You have muted yourself, Taran.
Wrong. Because if you take 123, it doesn't work for all of them. Say if you take a 0 and it times by 3, it's 0. It's not 3 plus 3 plus 3.
So you're saying anything times by 0 is 0. Of course, we know that 3 times 0 equals 0.
Yeah. And
But
if you take,
if you add 0 and 0 and 0 3 times, still is 0.
okay, then if you take 123
Yes.
and then times by 3, you get 269. I mean, yeah, 369.
Okay.
So it's actually represented as 123 plus 123 plus 123.
You will get the same answer.
Same answer.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But your task was to prove this, that this is not right.
This is wrong. So
Anyway, we'll listen to others.
We'll come to Sarah then. Sarah, Shara, what do you think?
Is it to prove that it's right?
No, prove it is wrong. Repeated addition is not multiplication. That's what teacher is saying.
Oh,
How can you prove that?
yeah. So, you could do, you know how 9 times 3
Yes.
is 27?
Yeah, 27.
It's right, because you could do 9 plus 9 plus 9, and
Yes.
it's still, and it equals the same thing.
Same thing. So what both of you are saying, your answer is repeated addition is the same as multiplication. What about Naban? Do you have anything to say?
Let's say like 10 times 5, and so if you so 10 times 5 will be 50, and
Yes.
repeat addition will take a lot longer than if you do multiplication, and there are 2 different methods to get the same answer.
Yes, I mean obviously all
Okay.
of you are talking
Anyway,
about, but how
thank
can you
you,
prove
but
this is wrong?
This is very, very wide and broad questions.
Okay.
It's mainly because many teachers even not thinking about that multiplications and repeated addition are not exactly the same. If you go for multiplication or division with the fraction and decimal, it will not work. So because if you add a fraction and fraction and fraction number and one decimal numbers or decimal numbers, it will not work.
So if you say...
You can try after the break, or maybe in your schools or in your own time at home, choose any, like 1/3. 1/3 add 1/3 add 1/3 is answer is whole number. And if you 1/3 multiplied by 3, yes, is a whole number. But if it is 1/3 add half, you will not get a whole number. You will get one more than 1. But if you multiply it, you will get 1/6. Even is less than 1.
So it will not work with the fraction and decimal.
No. It will not work always in fractions and decimals. But it works for the whole number.
Whole numbers. But sometimes it can work for decimal, sometimes.
Yeah. It works for the whole number, but it doesn't work for always for the fractions and decimal numbers.
So did you hear
that's
that?
why when is something is not always work, so you cannot say this is a true fact. It sometimes work. It's not absolutely wrong. It sometimes work, and it works for only for the whole number.
Did you hear that, three of you? Three of you, Napan, Shara and Taran. So what the teacher is saying, when you deal with the fraction and decimal, they will not always work. So say for example, 3 times, can you give an example?
Where it doesn't
work?
1/3 times half.
1 times half.
Half
Will it
is
work?
1/6, and 1/6. If you add 1/3 add half, you'll get more than 1. So that is not always work.
Taran,
But if you work 1/3 times add 1/3, you'll get whole 1. And 1/3 times 3, you'll get 1. That is work. So that's why I said it's not always true. It's not always work.
Okay.
Sometimes it's work, and sometimes
it
for
doesn't
fraction
work.
it doesn't work.
Okay, Taran, would you like to say something? Maybe we can
Oh,
try
no,
at
I was
home.
going to
So repeated addition is not always
It does work for only for whole number.
whole numbers. It always works for whole number, but when you involve decimal and fractions, it
will not
doesn't
always
always
work.
work. Sometimes it can work. This is very good. Now you are going to ask some questions. Each of you will choose one question to ask teacher. Any question you would like to know about maths? He's a math expert. Come on. Anything you would like to ask him about your learning, about anything you want to know, please. Shara, off you go first.
I'm still thinking.
Okay, still think. Then I'll come to Taran.
Asking question is not easy. I do understand.
It is
But
difficult.
if I ask you another question, you think whenever you got the question, ask me. Like if you are in year 5 and year 6 doing the fraction, or you going to do the fraction, I think you must at least you had one lesson about fraction so far. And what method do you like to solve any problem involving fraction, percentage, and decimals? What is the best method that work for you?
Maybe you can think about that. Taran, off you go. Quick.
So is it the one which he asked? Okay, so there's 2 methods which I use.
Go ahead.
I have LCM, which is lowest common multiple. And also you can times the 2 denominators to get the
Okay.
So you trying to get the common denominator.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. This is what we are doing this. Now, Naban, do you have a question to the teacher, please?
Yeah. So what got you interested in math?
Say it again. I missed your question.
What
got you interested in maths, did you say?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, why did you do maths? What got you interested in maths?
Oh. There is just the number one, I like maths. Because if you don't like something, you will not use it, or you will not have it, or you will not put in your side that always to carry on. So I like maths always. That is one thing. And the second thing, the maths is only one subject that universe, that is, you can use all the skills in everywhere and all over the world. Like for English, yes, you can, the language you can use in this country. There are many, many countries that you don't have to use the English. But you cannot find not a single country that they never use maths. There is not a single country in the world that not use maths. No, there is none. But there are many, many countries that they don't use English language. They use their own language. And also, if you go for study, the higher study, for any subject, I mean, you go for the professional, for doctors, for dentists, for engineering, for any good subject or that you want to be in future, the first requirement is maths. If you do not have any maths, no way you can go for medicine. No maths, no way you can go for dentist. No maths, no way you can go for engineering. So any good profession that you think in future you want to be, you must fond or learn, or you must like, or you must learn maths.
Thank you very much. Now, anybody had any question? Taran, would you like to ask any question to teacher or Shara? Yes, Shara, go ahead.
So, did you always like math?
Did you always like maths?
That is very hard questions. I like other things as well, because this is in the national curriculum in primary school. There is a 10 subject. You need to teach everything. Other subject that I like, this is PE. It's good for health, and you enjoy it. Your mind is made fresh, and your body is going round and round. His blood is circulation is getting better.
Yes.
You will be healthy. That is the second thing that I like is PE.
So that's why. Okay, now, three of you, we are coming towards the end of the program. We've got about 6-7 minutes to go. Can I ask you this question? I talked to the teacher about something else, but you can listen to our talk. At the same time, you can answer this question. Two questions I'm going to ask. 123 multiplied by 72. 123 multiplied by 72. This is the first question. So write that down. You'll give the answer in a couple of minutes. Next question, can you put these numbers in descending order? So you need to know what is descending. Descending order. From top to bottom. Highest to the smallest. Descending order. The numbers are 0.8 kg, 0.098 kg, 2.142 kg, 0.32 kg, 2.014 kg. So maybe within
What
2
was the
minutes,
last
can
one,
you...
Siraju?
Sorry? Last one.
Last one
was the
is,
last one?
0.098. I think so. I said that. Thank you. Now, we're coming towards the end of the program. I know the children, we're trying to share some of the stuff as well. Some parents still worried about what kind of practical things can they use at home, or maths, make maths interesting. What can they do at home?
Parents can তাদের একটা জিনিসই করা সবচেয়ে বেশি উচিত সব সাবজেক্টের ব্যাপারে লেখাপড়ার ব্যাপারে তাদের সাথে আলোচনা করা অ্যাট লিস্ট ডেইলি মনে করেন স্কুল থেকে আসার পর 5 মিনিটে ডিসকাস করে যে আজকে তোমার স্কুলে কি কি ক্লাসে পড়ানো হয়েছে বা কি কি শিখছো এই যে একটা কনভারসেশন এটা কিন্তু বাচ্চার জন্য অনেকটা এনকারেজমেন্ট তার যে একটা উৎসাহ এবং এটার জন্য সে অন্যভাবে ডাইভার্ট হবে 0% কারণ তার মনে মনে যখন প্রতিদিনই আপনার একটা এই কোশ্চেনগুলো জিজ্ঞাসা করে যে স্কুল লাইফে তুমি স্কুলের আস্তে দিনে কি করছো তখন বাচ্চার একটা অ্যাকাউন্টেবিলিটি হয়ে যাবে যে আমি স্কুল থেকে আসার পরই আমার মা বাবাকে বলতে হবে যে আমি আজকে কি কি করছি, কি কি শিখছি। আপনি যদি সেগুলো নাই জানেন, এটা হচ্ছে ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। Communications. Every single day, if parents just discuss after schools with their children for 5 minutes what they did with in schools in terms of their learning, lesson in maths and English and other subjects, that will be two things. One thing, you taking care of your children's learning. Second things, your children will think that I have to be accountable what I did in my school to tell my parents. That will be a kind of good encouragement for their children in terms of learning.
Thank you very much, Mahbub Hussain. Okay, I have got question now. First one, you have to answer. I will ask three of you. 123 times 72. All of you raise hands. No, Tharan first. Tharan, give me the answer, please.
So I got 8856.
So what is it then? 8856.
Answer to 123 times 22.
Yes, so when you say 8856,
Not
can you
telephone
say it
number.
properly? What is it? What's the number?
Oh, 8856.
Okay, Shara, what is your answer?
I also got 8,856.
Naban?
He's on mute.
Okay, you muted yourself. Naban, what is your answer?
I got 8,856.
56. All of you got the same answer. I think answer is right. But what method did you use? Tharan? Column method, yes? Shara,
Yeah.
what method did you use?
I used column.
Column method. What about Naban?
I use column.
Oh, this is your very
Big
good.
questions, big number.
Big number, you
They
dealt with
must
this.
use-
Now, when I said put this number in descending order, okay, who can give the, oh, Tharan first. Tharan, off you go, start.
2.142 kg,
Yeah,
2.014 kg,
yes,
0.8 kg,
good,
0.32 kg,
yes,
0.098 kg.
well done. Shara, did you solve this?
Oh, I didn't have enough time. I was working on
Okay,
the
that's
other
fine,
one.
absolutely fine. Naban,
Yeah.
go on.
Oh, I got 2.142 kg.
Yes,
I got 2.104 kg.
yes,
I got 0.81 kg,
yeah,
0.09 kg, and 0.02.
okay, so you probably had wrong one, but the, according to you is right, but I said 0.32 anyway. This is fine. So three of you, thank you very much. I would like to ask you to give some tips to the students or people like your age, they are watching program tonight, Education Hour. Anything about maths? Okay, Shara, can you start first, giving a good tip?
So before you do math, you should never panic on a question or a hard question. You could just, if it's problem solving, you could use your different methods like trial and improvement, working systematically, visualizing, and pattern spotting. You can do that, and also you have to think sometimes,
Thank
not
you.
just about what
Good.
you're doing, just about like, the answers and all the
Thank you,
stuff that
Shara.
you do.
Taran, very quickly, you got 20 seconds to give a tip.
Okay, so if you see a hard problem, then you could skip it, and then if you could come back instead of feeling stressed of you're not able to solve it.
Very good. Well done. Naban,
So if a question is like hard and you're doing a test and it's not enough time, you can come back to the same question after you finish all of the easy ones.
thank you very much. Good tips. Thank you very much, three of you, for joining with us. And from Education Hour, Thanks to all of you and to your parents as well. So well done. Mahbub Hussain, you got 30 seconds to say anything you'd like to say about today's topic. 20 seconds actually, 20 seconds.
Today's topic is quite interesting because we discuss so many things, and these children, so they participate in our show, that is make even better. In future, they can feel free, any children to come and take a part in terms of learning maths and asking the questions, and anything they know for their method, then they can share with us.
Thank you very much. প্রিয় দর্শক, আমরা কথা বললাম, আজকের টপিক ছিল ম্যাথস ক্যারিকুলাম ইন প্রাইমারি স্কুলস। Thank you very much for watching our program. And if you have any questions, you can email us as well. 3 students that joined us today to talk about so many different things. They answer some questions as well. And we're really proud that at least 1 to 5 people, if they can benefit from our program, will be really feel proud of that. Thank you very much. If they will be feeling happy if it is the case. আমাদের প্রোগ্রাম দেখার জন্য ধন্যবাদ। ভালো থাকবেন, সুন্দর থাকবেন। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।